Hopefully I'm done with this stuff. I've literally been pacing through the parking lot here. That's a anxiety state thing. It's not something where I'm going to go hurting anybody or anything like that, but it does sometimes draw attention to me. And it's not usually positive attention. It's usually somebody scared because I'm walking. Oh my God. Anyway, I called up Tom, and as soon as I called him, he answered the phone, and I could hear Molly yelling at him in the background about, well, you never answer my calls. Oh my God. Oh. So I explained the situation like I said I would. I explained to him that I can't handle any more of her shit. I can't. The only reason that I'm having to deal with her now is because he keeps coming back with his to whatever, So he said he understands, and I let him know that I have to continue putting up with this stuff. I'm gonna have to call the cops, and I explained to him, hey, she's already tried telling the cops that I'm some sort of this, that, and the other. These things ain't true. With all the stuff that she's doing to me, and now she's doing it to you, and you keep going back to camp, and you want to go in there and you want to sneak out. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You're going to be there tomorrow morning having coffee with her. This has become a very unsafe situation for me, and he very much verified that it's an unsafe situation for me. It's an unsafe situation for him, and he's verified that as well. I mean, he's 80 years old, and he's taken physical abuse. This lady, Molly, is launching things at him. She is throwing things at him, actually hitting him with them. And the thing is, if he's going to keep going back to a beating, that is his choice. We have the same issue with women. We really do. And with him, with the cops the other day, he was there. He walked over there and was standing with her while she was talking to the cops. Did he tell the cops any of the things that he's telling me? The things that he said about Molly to me? Did he tell those things to the cops? He says that when he's at camp, he tells her this and he tells her that and sticks up for me at camp. But when the cops were there, did he stick up for me then? I don't know. What I do know is they took it serious enough to come talk to me. And that denotes that he probably didn't say anything. You gotta stand up for yourself at some point. I'm willing to expend my resources to help Tom. I'm not going to expend my resources to help her. I let him know if he wants to get his stuff, he needs to get it all at once. I can't come back for Molly again. I'm not going to. I am going up to the mountains. I am going to establish a camp for 14 days. I am going to pretend that my life doesn't fucking suck and that I can build something that doesn't matter. Not to anybody but me. Where I can get away from people and not have to deal with them anymore. Now that part, that's long term. But having 14 days to build myself something, build a prototype to play with, that's great news. The fact that I gotta fucking get a hold of Tom to even find out if I am safe to go into Fred Meyer's. Jesus Christ. She said you're following her to camp and you're going in and you're stealing stuff and she's going, Jesus, fuck. And you got to hear earlier on this video, or on the last video, I should say, where she wants to go off about 2 goddamn zip ties. Jesus fucking Christ, woman, get the fuck away from me and stay the fuck away from me. Stay the fuck away from my car. And no, I'm not going to tell you where the fuck Tom is. If Tom doesn't want to fucking talk to you, he doesn't have to fucking talk to you. And if your lies and slander result in Tom being abused by other individuals, you goddamn right there are charges that need to be brought against you, just like they needed to be brought against Natalie and Alicia Bollinger and their friend Maddie Boa. I needed a protection order against actual fucking predators. Not just my predators, but Natalie's predators too. I gotta deal with racial bias. And yes, I'm white. I get it. I get I'm white, so you don't think that I can experience bias. I gotta deal with sexism. But you don't think that I can deal with sexism because nobody is ever sexist against men, right? Isn't that the narrative you want to sell? Despite the fact that statistics show otherwise. Statistics show that women are 11 times more likely to be stalkers. I don't want nothing to fucking do with Molly. I want to go into fucking Fred Meyer's. I want to do my fucking shopping and not have to worry about some goddamn wingnut who is fucking stalking somebody who, well, he says that it should be obvious. He says it should be obvious I'm not coming back. He said that like 30 times in the last week. It should be obvious. No, it's not obvious. Fucking say it straight up, dude. You're driving me fucking nuts with this. You're being non-committal. You're telling me you're committal. You're telling her, I'm sure, that you're committal when it's you and her. But the thing is that I'm not going to be a yo-yo. If it's going to be a mutual thing, you know, I got to do my shit. I got to take care of the stuff that I have to take care of as far as everything goes with me. I got to be able to find a safe place and not be stuck in a fucking parking lot. The longer I'm here, the more likely it is that my vehicle is going to get towed, and I keep coming back here because he's going to do something. He's going to get his stuff. He's going to go shopping at Fred Meyer's, and every time, well, I end up going through this. I let him know. I'm like, dude, I can't. Yes, he absolutely agreed and stated outright on multiple occasions that I do need to be afraid of her. I shouldn't be afraid to go and do my fucking shopping over fucking slander. I shouldn't be afraid to go and see my older brother in Boulder, Colorado over slander. I shouldn't be afraid of going to the police and turning in my predators over slander. But you see how every step of the way, when I had to do those things, especially having to do them alone repeatedly, I continue to be abused and neglected over slander. No, I'm not okay with Molly. Thank goodness she's with Tom, and that means they're probably back. I got matches for just in case. Dollar something for 10 of the 32 packs of the stick matches. The green light ones strike anywhere. Oh, nice. Cast irons on sale. I actually have one of these skillets. Number 3, that's the same size I got. What I need is oil to season it, so I'll probably grab that next. That's one of the things about cast iron skillets. You'll get your iron's worth out of them, but there's Xenosaur. Nice, I like dinosaurs. I got a few different ones. Stegosaurus. Here's an alligator and a lion. Very cool. Fred Meyer didn't exactly cheap like Walmart. But they're reasonably cheap, I guess, for some of this stuff. Cheaper anyway than a lot of the mom and pop shops. Flex Seal. This stuff is nice. That's some of the build materials that I have is Flex Seal. It's one of the things about recording all the time. You know, the situation with Tom having to make sure that I record it, it is for my safety because there are so many mollies out there. Not all of the mollies out there are women, some of them are men. Mollies are worse than Karens. Karens will throw a tantrum. A molly will throw a tantrum over something they did. Obviously, I'm not trying to target everyone named Molly. I'm just trying to make a point. What else was it that I needed to get here? I did have a list of things I was coming in for. Multi-use pump. That might be it. Shotcraft siphon pump. No, that would not be it. Although I could make it perform the function required. AC Pro. It'd be nice if they had like a can of air that already had the air compressor thing on it. You could just. Alright, let's see. in the paint section. Oh, that's for covering spots, brown spot concealer. That's not useful to me. Yes, I'm in the paint and auto section. I've got a couple of projects that require some of the supplies they might have here. As far as Tom goes, you know, he's a grown adult. I can let him make his own decisions. I don't have to agree with them. I do have to set boundaries, though. One of the things with me setting boundaries, however, is that just because I set boundaries doesn't mean that people are going to follow them. Ooh, marine goop. Let's see, works on fiberglass, metal, fabric, and glass. Permanent bond. Leather, rubber, vinyl, and canvas. Wood, glass, metal, laminate, fabric. Yeah, I don't think any of those are specifically what I'm looking for, though. I think I got what I need in the flex seal tape and the waterproof tape anyway. Let's see. I'm definitely going to need some zip ties. $108 ties. That's good enough for me. Tensile strength 75 pounds. That'll work. I don't expect this stuff to be super cheap, and in the quantity I gotta get, this will be enough to last. They're black cable ties. The ones that I picked up out of the parking lot were white. So, if she wants to accuse me of stealing them, well, I'll have these and I'll have the receipt in my friggin' wallet. I'm tired of this crap. Alright, and I need to... I hope I got enough for all this. $5. $7 already. And then the vegetable oil will probably be a couple of bucks too. Like three, I suppose, $3.50. If there's anything else I need in this section, I'll just have to wait until I have a little more money to spend. T-Rex Ferociously Strong Tape, packaging tape, 100 times stronger than acrylic tapes. And they're on sale. Looks like the bigger ones have already been sold out. It also looks like it's only 15 yards. That's about 45 feet. A bit expensive for my blood. I did tell Tom that if I gotta deal with any more of this crap that I'll call the cops on her. Not that they'll listen. He said he understands. Alright, we're in the gardening section and there are some very cool tools here. These ones are $9.99. Very useful, but these ones are pretty cheap. Let's see. These are very cool. Multi-purpose planting tool. It's really much scarier than it looks. They've also got one that's $40. A lot of the tools that are in this section that I would need, I already have them, so no real purpose. Some garden chemicals. Doesn't look like they're gonna have the garden chemicals that I would need for up in the mountains, which is kind of the point. The mountains here don't need no gardening anything. Let's see. I don't need any of this stuff. I've already got most of it that I need, and the rest of it I can harvest out of strap and crap. Alright. Oh. See if we're looking here. That's me farting. Bollinger Core Foam Roller. Bollinger Yoga. I guess there's no way to get away from reminders, huh? Alright. There's some survival stuff in here that, you know, it's cool and all that, but not necessary. That's a full piece. Small. How much is it? Full rain suit, $12.99. Alright. I'm gonna have to remember that. It's gonna be rainy here for several months on end. And we got Lifeline Survival Kit, $25. Looks like I have everything in that kit already. No oil will work. I should probably buy water, but I have everything to purify it once I get up there, and I have a few containers I can fill before I go. And I have enough food to last for a week. Got what I have to do.
Cherish it forever. Frame it.
I don't see Molly out here. Hopefully, Tom being with her will give her something to bitch at, and then she'll have something to do with her time other than search for my vehicle and think of devious things to do. I'm glad I have zip ties. I was gonna buy them like 4 months ago to help zip tie some of the parts of my car that I don't have the little plastic pieces for. It was tied together a couple of times, but it's a natural cordage, so it gets wet, and over time it breaks down and falls apart. I gotta pull out some more, cut another length, tie it up, and go ahead and get. Hopefully 100 zip ties will be enough to fix everything that's wrong with it. also explained to Tom that if I got to deal with her again, I might end up in Fred Meyer's bathroom, rocking back and forth. I mean, that lady is, well, saying she's something else is being nice. She's not something else. She's a human being. And she's, quite honestly, a completely total horrible excuse for a human being, and decidedly not an example of someone to emulate. Of course, we have a lot of people who emulate that kind of thinking anyway. You don't want to admit that you fucked up, so you just dig a deeper hole. Like Natalie Bollinger. By the time she was done digging that deeper hole, she begged Joseph Michael Lopez to blow her fucking head off. You know what? By that point, I'd been begging somebody to blow my head off. I'd begged people who claimed that they were my friends, claimed that they were my loved ones. I begged them to shoot me in the head. When people told me that they wanted my Honda Civic that I had back then, I'd tell them that I would trade it in exchange for them killing me. No takers. Of course, through most of that time, I didn't have the ability to record, didn't understand how to use the technology, didn't have anyone showing me how, so I just kept fucking it up. On one hand, yeah, it's my fault that I fucked it up, but also, it's not my fault, because I tried everything first. I went to my friends like you're told to. What did that result in? Me being called a stalker. I went to my friends about me being stalked and abused. And they just couldn't shut up well enough to hear it, just like Molly. If he's gonna keep walking back into that situation and then telling me how horrible it is that she came and found him, dude, no. So he understands, of course, that I'm supportive of him. Oh my God. That fucking hurt, and that is slosh. I literally just stepped into that grass there, and I probably sank in about 6 to 8 inches. Wow. There was something there I thought kind of looked like it might have been a $20 bill or something folded in half. It's just a little advertisement or a receipt. Yeah, I've already had to deal with this lady playing victim, making false accusations for almost a fucking week. I don't need this. I don't deserve this. And although Tom didn't deserve this either, he's going back. I don't make his choices. I do need to take care of myself. He said if I gotta call the cops, he understands. Of course, Molly was right there. I'm sure that'd go over like a ton of bricks. Well, he didn't exactly say it like that. He was on the phone with me, and he probably didn't have it on speakerphone. I let him know I was gonna call the cops on her if she continued this shit. He told me he understands. Matter of fact, he said that a few times. I understand. I understand. You know, with him being physically assaulted by her, with her throwing things at him. Yeah, how am I supposed to feel safe going anywhere near in that job like that? I'm trying to steer clear of her. He claims he's trying to steer clear of her. If he was trying to steer clear of her, we'd be clear of her. He knows I'm trying to help him. But he keeps making plans and dropping his plans for her. Well, that's eating up a lot of my time. Time I can't get back. I probably should have used Fred Meyer's bathroom while I was there. Alright, so I'm back at my car. Looks like Tom grabbed his stuff. I really don't have time to go through and make sure that she didn't go in and mess with anything, but it doesn't look like she got in and messed with anything. There's my coffee. It's gone. Of course, it should be. All right. You want to treat me like I'm paranoid for recording shit. No, I record it for a reason. Trying to help somebody out who is indecisive. You're not going to be able to help them. They're indecisive. With me, I'm not indecisive. It's the fact that we can't just focus on one thing and leave it at that, because it takes fucking forever to go through housing and get housing. It doesn't take for fucking ever to make a goddamn police report. It just takes a safe place to fucking do it. I needed help. I was denied the help that I'm legally supposed to have. The state of Nebraska wants to cover up their crimes. At this point, it is the state of Nebraska as well as the state of Oregon. I ain't your bitch. You do well to remember that. If I'm good to you out of the kindness of my heart and you pull shit like Natalie Bollinger or like Molly, or at this point even like Tom, because this is some bullshit. He needs to stand up to her, or I can't keep wasting my time for this to be 6 days of going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. On the bright side, we were able to get him and some of his stuff to storage. But then he's taking stuff out of his storage and taking it right back to the camp. Like, you tell me every day that you're done with her, you're never talking to her again, and then you're texting with her all day. No, dude, he doesn't text with her all day. I should point that out. That is an over-exaggeration by a lot. Most of the time he tries to ignore her. But then he gives in and starts typing back to her, feels bad for her because of gender bias. She's a girl, poor thing, but she's taking advantage of him, and that's elder abuse. Which one do I fucking feel bad for? It ain't her. At this point, I feel bad for me for all the time that I've wasted. Now, both of them said that they would help me, but in the way that they would help me and said that they would help me, neither one of them did. And maybe he will, maybe he won't, but I don't want to push it at this point. I just want him to be safe. And, of course, I'm not going to go into that camp and monitor it and make sure that he's safe. I don't even know where the fuck the camp is. Nor do I want to fucking know. I didn't want to have him shanghaied into being stuck in the mountains. So I'm going to go up there solo and hope I don't get fucked with. And I don't know, maybe she'll throw something at him. Fucking hit him in the head and fucking kill him. I certainly hope not, but she's throwing shit at him. He's 80 years old. What the fuck are you doing throwing things at him? And like most men, he won't turn it in. He told me, he said, I told her if she does it again, I am going to call the cops on her. I hope so. But it seems to me that he'll, more than likely, if she does it again and he survives it, he'll try to escape for a couple of days, and then something will have been left at camp that he absolutely has to have, even if it's going to take an hour and a whole bunch of gas and driving through the mountains. Has to have the tarp. Okay. We're going to come all the way back into town for a tarp. No, I need actual help. I need someone to work with me. In this situation, what he's doing is entirely counterproductive and wasting, well, both of our time. If he's able to come through, there's a few things that he's already come through on, so I know he's at least trying those things and at least got that done. But the situation with her, no, I'm done with that shit. I am fucking finished with it. I don't want to deal with it anymore. He should have set that shit straight with her and the cops. He also should have been direct with her. Instead of telling me, well, she should know by now. She should have figured it out. No, you need to tell her straight up. She's still asking the question because you haven't answered her straight up. If you tell her she's on her fucking own, you're willing to get her a ticket to Portland like you said, leave it at that. Anything other than a ticket to Portland, ignore. Let her know that if she contacts you about anything other than a ticket to Portland, you're just going to block her. He said that he was going to block her earlier. He's threatened to block her on his phone several times, but he hasn't done it. She throws tantrums because he doesn't want to listen to her shit. Like, holy fuck, who would? You guys don't like that I act something like that sometimes. But in real life, I'm not the same person I have to be on the fucking internet. In real life, I just want to be good to people. In real life, my favorite character of any book ever written is Jesus. And it's not because people want to pretend like he was the Son of God. It's because he was a good man who served humankind. He wasn't nice. He chased people with a whip. He was also silver-tongued. That's shown in many parts of the scripture, including the part about render unto God that which is God's, and render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's. He's playing word games. But he's a great character. An absolutely wonderful character. And even with the chasing with the whip, I believe that Jesus is somebody that it's important to try to emulate. Now then you guys want to say, oh, well, you can't cure the blind and this, that, and the other. You know what? I don't have any proof that Jesus did any of that shit. Show me video. Oh, there was no video back then, so we just have to take your word for it. You know that I'm against taking people's word for it, especially over evidence. The shit I've been through, I saved evidence of. My predators had to make shit up. Fuck this goddamn country and everybody in it. I'm fighting for our rights. Me. The reason I can have some respect for veterans is because they're veterans who come back. They realize what America is really about, and then they start actually fighting for our rights. Of course, by that time, they're already homeless, and it's too late because nobody's going to listen. Meanwhile, there's apparently all sorts of resources for them. Everywhere I go, they ask me if I'm a veteran, and I say, no, why? Well, because there's resources. Yeah, I get it. There's also resources if I'm a felon, which I'm not. There's supposed to be resources if I'm disabled, which I am. Where the fuck are those agencies? What the fuck are they doing? Not a goddamn thing, and they're not gonna without civilian oversight. That means somebody like Amy Williams, who said she'd step up, needs to actually step up. Someone like Mandy Hughes, who said she was going to step up, needs to actually step up. Someone like Alyssa Rainwater, who said she was going to step up, needs to actually step up. Someone like Kayla Trujillo, who said she was going to step up, needs to actually step up. People like Katie Cahill, who said she was going to step up, need to actually step up. People like Shannon Alvarado, who said they would step up, need to actually step up. Brett Roloff. There's another one. Joanna Taylor Smith. Lexi Woods. Christopher Tapp. We go through the list of the shit that those people admitted to that's recorded in conversations between them and I and put on YouTube. Their voices, their words. When they were dumb enough to claim those things were slander, they should have gone back and looked and listened. That's right, motherfucker, what you're calling slander came out of your mouth. Good to be radio. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and no victim left behind. Boogers.